them to be able to manufacture, they really bring in a lot of raw materials. Thank you very much. They bring in raw materials, the essential oil, the total preparation, granules, and then on that, sorry, I need to push it. Then they do manufacture big pen and plastics. They do have shavers, lighters, and aquaplastics. They do a lot of hair care products. Miyagi is one of their products, TCB and Motions. They do skin care products, Palmer's, Ingram's, Limolite. Then there is home care products, Blue and So Soft. And then they brought in, with the coming on board of Tiger brand groups, they are now bringing in a lot of, I would say, trade items. These are food, so we have purity baby food. They bring beacons. These are chocolates and confectionaries. They bring a lot of alcohol and plastic. They chose 3 benefits. Pre-clearance, which is a process that facilitates document preparation, clearance, and release prior to release. And I don't want to run into explaining. I think they were well covered in the morning session by the RPM on what this really entails. The other benefit they chose is the local clearance, where they are able, on request, carry out customs control at the owner's premise. And from the national perspective, we can proudly say they've been able to enjoy this particular benefit because of the next benefit that they chose of the self-management. Tiger brand initially used to run under the emissions program, but they upped and they changed their procedures, so they manage their own warehouses, and there's good control because of the products they deal with. They attract excise duty, so it's more of a bonded customs area. So the third benefit was the self-management, and this is a benefit they chose because of their ability and the process they put in place in management of their warehouse operations and procedures. We put conditions. This being a guide, they're saying, okay, the responsibility that the operator needs to take. They're saying, okay, we put a number of conditions, and it all really borders on the way we get notifications, the way we communicate, the way Tiger brand communicate to the client relationship manager. So at any given time, we'll be looking, when we'll be running this particular pilot, ACO will be giving us that critical identifier. After this session, ACO will be able now to know what is the identifier, so they'll be notifying the CRM that we intend to pick this benefit, and this is the identifier, the date of operation, the custom regime, the quantity, the values of good descriptions, the origin. I think that those are all the information ACO will be providing to the client relationship manager. Other benefits at the national level that we've given is expedite cargo clearance at all levels. We want to implement this at all levels of cargo clearance, from the IEF, DPC, element of risk management and verification. Fewer controls. I know there's a lot of work that has to be done, especially with our field officers on this, to improve on this. And as the Commissioner had mentioned earlier, work has to be done on the change management aspect. Lower risk. These are companies that went through a self-assessment questionnaire and a compliance checks and audit was done from the AE office. So can confidently report that they enjoy that facility of having that low risk score. Access to customs information. I think we've been able to share that. Cooperation and partnership. Relationship management that has been done. And I think probably just to mention at national level, they'll be subjected to periodic compliance checks just for control purposes. At the national level, we are raising an issue, especially with the pilot, when we are saying it will cover transactions. This benefit, the benefits when the transactions are undertaken by an agent who is an AEO. Moving forward, probably we haven't projected there, but I think one of the issues that we discussed here, or probably we're proposing at the national level, is for products, for exports especially, that Aquatiger will be dealing with, where there is a working customer from foreign who just come to their premises and bought their products. There'll be a challenge probably enjoying this benefit, because you don't have so much control on how these foreign customers will be coming. But I know there is progress. There are even future plans probably to ensure for ACO to take control of their export business, where in an event ACO are the one exporting to Burundi, for example, and they'll be using an AEO who has been accredited and is running in this particular program. They'll be able to enjoy the facility. I think it's good for us to mention that. The contact person, we've given Mr. Masila, the logistics manager. He's been working he's been working constantly with the AEO office at all given time. And ACO will be having 2 relationship managers. That is Mrs. Susan Chagi, the AEO unit manager, and Robert Kirel will be their client relationship manager. That is for ACO Tiger brand. Probably you'd allow me to run, to give the profile for freight in time, then we shall take questions. If you allow, that's okay? You find the difference with freight in time. Okay, freight in time is 005. That is their number. That's the identifier in the regional program. For ACO Tiger brand, it is 004, and they chose the similar benefits. I just want to mention that freight in time is a clearing and forwarding company that has coverage within the region. And on average, on the national scale, freight in time processes approximately 3,000 consignments per month, and they handle consignments from, I would say, all over the world. And they deal with, these are just to mention a few, they deal with, I would say, nearly all sectors of customs. They bring up, they handle, that is on the clearing part of it. And they chose the benefits. And thing of critical would be, they enjoy this benefit when they're clearing for an AEO importer, exporter. And I think moving forward, looking at the partnership that we want, being on the start of the supply chain, I think it will be critical to work with freight in time to be able to enjoy the client relationship management. I don't want to bog you down on the conditions. I think it cuts across the 2 operators from Kenya, even at the national level. And the contact person is Mr. Vinesh, and they will be enjoying the service of 2 relationship managers, as mentioned earlier. Thank you very much for your attention. We are now open for questions, probably clarifications with any.
Some of key points mentioned for both ACO and freight in time. Just to add on something, within the last 2 years, freight in time is moving into humanitarian world, and the requirements of humanitarian world and United Nations, things within the 21st century are changing a lot in terms of pre-qualification standards, international standards of operating, and on that hand, we've been audited yearly with different kind of humanitarian grounds that we're working on, and I'm sure that people who are working with humanitarian or serving humanitarian knows the quality, the processes which requires. So that's one of our added value into what we are handling as well. And we're also UPS agents within the East and Central Africa. UPS, we have 2 types of UPS. We have courier and we have volume cargo. So we're doing cargo as well. And the courier has been done by SDB. So at the standard of UPS International, we need to have their standards applied to our countries which